Appreciate everyone taking the time this morning to listen into these talks. Today I'm going to talk about sustainable management and what Dassault Systems contributes in this area. A mine will always impact the environment, but the question is, to what degree? Sustainable mine framework needs to be embedded into the mining operations. What if we could do more, faster and more effectively to embed the ESG benchmarks throughout the operations to transform footprint of companies over the entire mining value chain? How do we project our approach into an experience? Sustainable management provides a governing system for your virtual twin, aggregating data and systems, providing structured collaboration with data-driven intelligence. Centralized view, graphically drilling down into multidimensional analysis through filters for a more granular level or view. Unified user experience governed by a cockpit provides users the ability to identify their priorities and measure their performance to enhance sustainable management KPIs. Health, safety and risks, mine rehabilitation, biodiversity, water management, emissions and energy, waste and hazardous materials, along with social impacts and responsible citizenship. We see three business processes that compose sustainable management. Permit governance, where we manage permitting, status and associated cost analysis. The second, environmental stewardship, monitoring, measuring indicators for regulatory, social and environmental KPIs against benchmarks. And the third, social value and compliance, focus on tracing future-proofing through workforce and community impact, reporting a landscape for both corporate, regulatory standards and integrated to other third-party applications. A centralised view of all our data, 3D and 2D, provides an integrated solution. We can pull up all the different water catchments, tributaries, sample positions, borehole data, infrastructure into a central visible environment connected to our data analytics. The virtual twin provides that ability to see what's happening now and model what's happening into the future, or run simulations thereof. So here we're connected to our 3D data, automatically selecting on the left in the viewing, and the analytics and data and sample information is displayed on the right. We can actually pull up and drill down into this data. We can start to look at the individual samples over time, their location, just by hovering over and actually accessing all the additional information. We can then apply filters to constrain the data, the objects or locations. During the past 12 months, we went through a process to evaluate treatment of waste and historical waste placements, whether it be tailings dams or waste storage facilities, where we might find material that is now valuable that was considered worthless or of no value at the time of construction or placement. Again, we're using the central source, applying it through the 3D experience, And connected to our data analytics, we can pull up and look at material quantities, recoverable materials from those different placements. We can develop our schedule and sequence of extraction. We can look at all the different sources and material types across that sequence. We then connect to a model of the process plant where we apply different levels of preconditioning to analyse the material coming from the waste dumps to try and maximise our recovery and minimise our energy consumption or cost drivers. We can run a series of simulations of the mine schedule and the processing and really focus down on what we want to drive that. In this case, we're driving revenue is what we want to focus on maximising. So we run those simulations to come up with different strategies and to test the robustness of those strategies for that modelling. Integrating sustainability throughout all aspects of the value chain is achievable, bridging together social and environmental science to transform, future-proof the mining industry. Reduce environmental impact by accurately evaluating sustainability performance over time. Improve operational performance to create more sustainable operations with the potential to improve profitability. Advance business agility to drive data-based decisions using an integrated, secure and centralised system with an overarching governance embedded throughout the operations for targets, benchmarks for responsible and sustainable growth.